Konnichiwa. News Roger INCOG. Background to Roger video. And today, guys, we're doing a video on Max Or's channel. This one has been sent it to me by one of you guys. I have been need to get to this for a long time, a very long time, and I've been like having a lot of stuff going on. So now we get into it. It is called Genshin Impact Review. My Money is Gone Waifu Simulator. What's funny is that when I played the video before, I paused so I could put it back at the 0-second mark. It played like 8 seconds before it paused for some reason. I don't know why my laptop does that. That's why I need to get a new setup anyway, like a new PC and everything like that, so it'll be better and not be like delayed and everything. But anyway, so that's the point. Yeah, it's this video we're in for a good one, 16 minutes, because it was like Genshin Impact maybe kill my dog or some stuff like that. Like it was just crazy. I forgot what exactly he said. I literally just forgot just now, but it was like hilarious. I know it's gonna be something funny to get into, because I know you guys been telling me to get into Genshin Impact. I do have PS5 now and I do have the game downloaded, but you guys like been telling me to stay away from it a little bit too as well. Like some of you guys say play it, some of you guys say don't play it because you're already playing FGO and it's gonna be a whole lot of other stuff. Also as well too, before I get into this video, I also asked on the community tab that if you guys wanted me to what you call it, let me see where is it. I asked, did you guys want me to stream on this year, like, because obviously I'm for the like take this like full series, and I got 23 votes on it. I said let me know, guys, for 2022 should I stream on YouTube only, Twitch only, or both? And our both has 65% of the votes on this. So if this thing wants to is it going to yeah, there he goes. So what I'm gonna do is, guys, I'm going to stream like on YouTube as far as like FGO and like the anime stuff like that you guys be liking to see. But then like other games that you guys don't really see me play a lot or not near see the cup of tea for YouTube, I'm gonna play this stuff on Twitch. So that's how we're gonna do it, because my PS5 is kind of flexible. It let me link both my accounts, my Twitch and my YouTube account, to my PS5. So and speaking of which, of my PS5 being linked to me streaming, I have been streaming YGO a lot, so you guys should see a what you call iCard up here. It's just a gaming vids. I have FGO playlist for when I play FGO, but I need to make my own separate playlist for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I just put in gaming vids for now, but I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels recently came out for like all platforms. I played on the PS5. Yeah, so it's like cross-platform. You play against anybody basically. The only thing you do right now, other than playing like the story mode in the game to get gems, is to just duel anybody around the world. Ranked matches, you can't do free games yet, just like your friends or whatever, and you can't do tournaments yet because they're not available yet. The only thing you can do is duel regular. I've been playing with Scrap Dino, so I've been playing with that. I've streamed it, me playing my first ranked matches. I will be doing that weekly as much as I can. Whenever I just have a chance to play, I will be doing that. So I think I went like 5-1 or 6-1, something like that. The one time I lost was because I kind of bricked, and yeah, it just wasn't really my day on that. But that's how it goes sometimes on Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you guys enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Content as well, I would, like I said, I will be streaming it a lot more on YouTube, and I'm going to get back into streaming FGO as well. Don't think I forgot about that. I just kind of skipped out on the Amazon this event because I was like, it's kind of no point for me with my servers at this point, because I only got a certain amount of servers that I use, and you need to have like a wide variety, like a whole league's worth of servers to use, and with it being like you get stalled out because of the resting spots and stuff like that to like get your time down and everything like that. It was just, I knew it just wasn't the event for me, so I'll do that next year if it comes back around. But yeah, so yeah, I know it's like a whole lot at the beginning of this video, 4 minutes worth of me talking to the beginning of this video. So anyway, guys, I know some of y'all just gonna skip right to the video anyway. So but anyway, like I say, let's get right to this video by Max Or, Genshin Impact Waifu Simulator. So let's get right into this. So play.
Genshin Impact is a game which has sucked away my soul and killed my dog. I first began playing Genshin Impact because of all the cute women, then experienced apotheosis and a philosophical enlightenment through the death of my own ego. I loved Genshin Impact, but this game will have an impact on your social life, and even after you stop playing, you will not recover. To this day...
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna pause. Is it just me, or is Max Or just spitting facts off rip? Because the whole point of us playing a game like Genshin Impact, or even a game in some some ways of FGO is because of the waifus. I know some people do it for the husbandos. Don't get me wrong, I know. But, you know what I'm saying, you see the cute girls or whatever, and, you know, some waifus and stuff like that, and you just, I gotta play it. You know? Just simple. Or just me, Maxor? Just me, you know? Alright, so, play.
Me in a perpetual state of sophisticated molding, and I recommend it for all the wrong reasons.
All the wrong reasons?
Play as Genshin Impact, an extra-dimensional being whose brother was eaten by Mega Blocks and is forced to navigate Avatar, the last airbender for weeaboos. Powered by its simple chemistry system in which characters electrocute, burn, and throw rocks at each other. One of those is much less cool, but it, like Australopithecus, was my primary source of damage. Now trapped in the land of gotcha hell, our protagonist must find a way to save our siblings by fighting geometry.
Fighting geometry?
Space,
is that really what this is about?
As well, we are here to explore, solve puzzles, play prop hunt, cook, get arrested for looking at Zhongling too much, get sentenced to 10 years, and emerge from prison a devout Buddhist. This video is going to be about my experience playing this interesting game and how to objectively have the most fun with it. It's a very bad sign when most people who play the game don't recommend it, but I do. Although I am slightly a dingus. So
yeah, that's like hit or miss with my comment section about playing it or not.
So whether you're new to this strange otherworldly Chinese software or a Genshin Pro, please allow me to tell you the tale of how this left a Genshin Impact into my frontal lobe. Here's a fun tip that most Genshin players don't know. The age of consent is 18 years old. Let's begin with what's maximally important. Not the gameplay, not the story, nor anything you would typically associate with a video game. The single most important thing in this game is rolling dice to gain attractive people and then parading them around like a child on TLC. I do not exaggerate when I say this is probably what attracted most people to this game. One example, Lisa is a character who continually refers to herself as One-sama and sounds like she is at all times on the verge of sex. I received her after completing a quest and then decided that I would use Lisa exclusively.
I have nothing to say.
That way, I could repeatedly hear her oddly enthusiastic moaning for the next 10 hours of gameplay.
FBI, open up!
After downloading 60 images of Ganyu, since the official lore of the game specifies that she killed a monster after being eaten by it because her ass was so big it blocked his trachea and suffocated him to death. However, there is a catch. I don't have Ganyu, and I never will. You have a random chance to get characters, and that chance isn't high. 5.1% to be exact, and that's getting anyone. So if you want a particular character, get fucked. You could have your very first role be a high.
Facts though, that is gotcha. Yeah, 5%, even probably lower.
You could roll 3
if they don't got a pity system.
It's a fucking guy. God damn it. And while I'm writing about bad things that could be deal breakers, the anti-cheat for this game is very strong and has ring 0 permissions on your kernel. This means that it can read and write memory at any location in your computer without seg faulting. I, however, am not afraid, since if Xi Jinping does harvest my computer's data, all he will find is 50 pages of Waluigi hentai. It's your loss. And yes, it does turn off when the game isn't running. So this review is going to include a guide on how to have fun, because like real life, lusting after women causes suicidal depression. Step 1. Play as optimally as you want. Do not try to min-max shit because RNGesus will snap your fucking neck. Do whatever is fun with whatever you have. In my case, I decided that I would roleplay as a violent misandrist and only play as women out of principle. Any men that I rolled would be locked at level 1 and made useful in the coal mines. It is simply not worth it for me to engage in combat if I cannot also yank it. The central point of the characters is that they are potential wives, and I am absolutely, definitely, 1000% secure in my masculinity. Playing the game optimally in this case would mean
this makes me feel so bad when I play these games now.
For instance, I had wanted a particular legally questionable female to be my digital puppet. The chance of me receiving that would be 0.3%, which is where this image comes from. Take what you can get with the rolls. Don't be mad. Exercise patience and control.
He's a
lot more fun. I definitely have not sold my pirate mommy. But Maxor, I hear your thoughts. Why are you displaying a single image of a regular crab on my screen? And also,
why is there a crab? Like what?
And why are we here? That is a great question.
Yo!
Because before we get into the exploration and the combat, we must first understand the context with which I run my beauty pageant. And like every game made by Asian people on my channel, the lore is some Hyperborean bullshit. So let's say rule number 2 of enjoying the game is not caring about this, just like 90% of the player base. The world of Teyvat is ruled collectively by 7 gods who govern the 7 elements. Except the nature god, he's special. This came about because 2,800 years ago, there were like 80 gods or something. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation Nintendo
I'm dead.
over their power to the death. The result was the 7 gods of each element we see today, each ruling over their own nation in their own fucked up ways. Every once in a while, these delusional bastards will just give random people superpowers, like how the electricity god just gave a girl with a mental disorder a talking bird. This also includes small children who could very possibly kill themselves for some reason. Now, the world you see in-game takes place in 2 nations, or 3 if you're from the future. The first is Mondstadt, a lawless and capitalist commune in New Hampshire, which has no formal governance of any kind. They instead rely institutionally on vigilante justice, including a hot Batman. As a result,
Hot Batman.
the nation is completely overrun with wolves. No one has the systemic authority to stop people from exercising their rights and liberties to feed the wolves babies. Oh, also, there's the fucking dragon problem. Did I not mention the murderous dragon? Next, we have the nation of Liyue, an extremely rich and powerful country to the east. They have recently come into conflict with Mondstadt due to the Luhua Pool massacre of 69, as well as an aggressive foreign policy involving a 9-dashed line in the Sea of Clouds, headed by the Tianshuan Ningguang of the Liyue Qixing. Those are all real names. Liyue exists
What the? Yo, the names though.
Living happily under the watchful eye of the rock.
Say that 3 times fast.
Disguises himself to ensure that the populace is behaving well and upholding their state contracts, just in case. Now, China, I know you're new to making video games, yet in my country, we have a long history of shooting people. But who lives in Liyue and who lives in where is in? The answer is unfortunate. Populating this extensive world will be several factions of enemies with subgroups, elemental specializations, and fucking bullshit. The enemy variety of this game is a picture of a post-apocalyptic nightmare world where raving bands of savages constantly destroy everything, locking humanity in a perpetual state of warfare with armies of bandits and the midget people. One of these is the Hilichurls, an intelligent race capable of empathy and complex thoughts, which is why they must be destroyed. These guys make the Gombe chimpanzee war look like a fucking joke, and at no point does anyone in the entire game even give a shred of sympathy for the Hilichurls, except for Elon Musk. They can be big gorilla, small monkey.
Wait, is there actually somebody named Elon Musk in the game?
This makes it more fun to slaughter entire villages of them and steal their possessions with no consequences. In fact, you're encouraged to do it. Overall, I would rate them a genocide out of 10. Next are the country-sized hordes of organized bandits called the Treasure Hoarders, who are just regular guys forced to fight you with shovels and Molotov cocktails. Are you sure?
I have no words.
It's fortunate that because they committed a crime, their lives are now forfeit. Abyss mages are very simple because they are one enemy with 2 reskins, who are also inhuman beings of the Dark Void who have sworn vengeance upon humanity itself. They also dwell almost entirely in fucking space. The Fatui of Snezhnaya
Fatui of Snezhnaya,
seeking to dominate the world of Teyvat through subterfuge, and employing 9-foot-tall people with hammers is absolutely conducive to this goal, I promise. They are unique among Teyvat because they serve the interests of the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya, also known as the god of ice. That's important because it's very weird that they primarily use electricity and fire. I guess the ice god is just fucking lazy. The Fatui are always up to no good, like stealing the wind god's power or like a bank heist. They're also really hot, so I'm not stopping them. Finally, we have the local wildlife of Teyvat, which is 90% slimes and 10% these fuckers. I spent most of the fight waiting to do something.
Computer deactivate iguana.
That's really what.
Oh no, that couldn't be real. Nah, that had to be a glitch or something.
Holy fuck, that is a whale. And other times it's like, I think that bush just fucking really, no matter what happens,
Bushes?
yeah,
bushes.
find out if that's bad or worse.
Imagine.
Shit Getting Intact is a game about flow, where to maximize their power, the player dynamically switches between their DPS character and everyone else. Rule number 3 of Genshin Impact. Pick one. Your typical team is comprised of your DPS baby, your heal support, your burst support, and moral support. Think of it like a train. You only need one engine and enough weight to kill Terry Davis. Now, like
Similar to FGO.
alignments, which, depending on the enemy, can ruin the game.
So I'm gonna pause. It'll probably be my last time pausing. So like that's similar to FGO in a sense, right? Because you have your DPS serving, you have your supports, or you have your healers, and then just your not moral support. Well, technically, yeah, it's just like it is just like FGO. You have your DPS, right? You have your person you're using to do the damage, right? Then you have your supports. You know what I'm saying? Your healers or casters, whatever you want to call them. Then your moral support that's in the background that you're really not using, but it's just there for like either like using for CEs or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or some of that nature. It's kind of similar to FGO in a sense. I can kind of get that, you know. All right, so just want to say that. Or am I wrong? Do you guys agree, disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, so let's get back to it. Play.
Heal me, but in the process, must make everyone wet, which makes us a proverbial bathtub, which
Everybody wet
into for massive damage. It's a fucking blast. You feel like a chemistry professor gone rogue, using the elements to his advantage and then blowing himself up in the process. Unless your DPS uses rocks, in which case, you know, just watch, I guess. Everything is elements, and everyone has an elemental skill and alignment. Unless you're the nature god.
His effects are A1.
And others are very bad, but many are completely game-changing, like how Beto's elemental skill adds a parry mechanic to the game, or how Ningguang
Yo.
definitely its strength, and is an experiment in how bad you can craft or
I should have been watched this video. Oh my goodness.
create a moving ball of destruction strong enough to kill God. To extend this concept, every character uses one of 5 unique weapon classes, such as Mongolian, Controller Erosion, the Waifu, Catapults, and the Speed Demon. So be careful with who you choose and what weapons they— oh wait, no, it's random. Get fun. Now, this would all be excellent gameplay. Sometimes amounts to throwing 2 sponges at each other. Enemies scale to your level, and generally health is not hard to come by. So depending on your investment, some enemies could take minutes to kill. This all amounts to making a classic video game build, the tank, entirely useless. You don't need a tank because you will be switching to your DPS anyways, who is a tank against your will. Health is literally always a shackle and a curse. That is, of course, unless you're playing Barbara, whose healing scales only off of health, making her tankier than Tien. Let's go over an example party to give you some idea of the insanity that we're working with. It is optimal in most of my combat scenarios to cause forest fires by throwing a spicy bear. Why? Well, it's obvious. My DPS Beto can parry anything, which includes the heat of fire. Or how about Ningguang, who spawns a wall inside of enemies?
But you can counter anything?
We just do it to piss them off. Did I also mention you can invite your insane Discord stalker to play co-op with you? The combat is fully functional.
Hello, Max.
I made a mistake, and this isn't even going into the complicated system.
Hello, Max. I made a mistake.
Upgrade your weapon and level your character's talents, because that's
Imagine.
It can be made as
I need to get me a Discord going soon.
mushrooms to do it, but you know, here we are. That leads me to my next point. You're gonna have to explore for those mushrooms, and that sounds bad, but it's actually the best part. Get ready for some cross-country gaming, because we literally have a lot of ground to cover. So rule number 4 of Genshin Impact is that if you see something, just go.
Exploration, part 4.
This game looks identical to Breath of the Wild, right down to the UI. This is an objectively correct assessment. It's just that the game doesn't give a shit, and neither should we. Breath of the Wild was so good that I wanted Breath of the Wild with more anime pussy, because goddammit, why did Nintendo make Zelda look like that? The amount of bandits and foreign soldiers in this game suddenly makes sense when you realize it has the geography of fucking Afghanistan. It's quite the vertical place, but you're given the tools to navigate.
Max Sword is just, oh my god.
And there is quite a bit to see. So, for an example, when I first installed the game, I didn't know that Liyue was in it. That's over half of the map. I was doing a quest that required a wild radish, so I naturally went hiking to find it and accidentally discovered the entirety of Ming Dynasty China, at which point I was wrongfully assaulted after being mistaken for opium. This is one of those games where you start finding chests in the wild, and within 30 minutes are flying to a strange island with a man named Jeffrey. It's actually not that different to Skyrim, but this game makes Skyrim look like it's in Kansas. There is always something to do, and always something to find. You would think that it would get stale, but they just keep finding ways to turn on my neurons. There is a puzzle. I just wanted the chest, which spans an entire region of the game where you have to climb 3 mountains. You can spend an afternoon doing that, and it's viable. There is no direction that you can go that will not help you in some tangible way, and that's what's important about exploration. It's not just pretty, it's optimal. You see the shit right here.
This will be optimal.
Almonds. Exploring this game trains your neurons to fire at the most basic of incentives, like a lab chimp. But seriously, if you aren't yet considering the game, just have fun exploring it. Stop and smell the flowers and accidentally find China over a vegetable. I found it eventually. It took 3 hours. Now, if the review had ended here, this would be a definite recommend because the game is free. It costs $0. It cannot yank your bank. Not that I would know. But I must warn you that there are some serious drawbacks besides the fucking Chinese surveillance state that you have to install. So it's time to give you the final tools and rules that you need to enjoy this game.
Alright, lay it on me, Maxwell. Part 5, what we doing? Oh, that's the gotcha system.
Way of Genshin Impact is just please God, use your resin every day. So to explain that, you have to understand that this game works by mostly giving you what you want when you seek it out. Unless it's crit damage. So you don't end up mindlessly slogging for 10 hours a day for a
Goku
Warframe chassis. But there is a catch. When it comes to grinding, there is a clever way to make sure that you can't trivialize the entire game, which is that the game just stops you. You expend resin when you kill a boss, want money, want XP, want artifacts, want to live, want to see my daughter again, pretty much anything. And if you have no resin, well, better wait. God will collect his existence tax and you will fucking pay. Even if you live in Mondstadt, the IRS is an eternal fixture of the universe. And although it's nice to have fair guarantees for artifacts, it has the unique side effect of stopping the game from being played. You get 160 a day, and for reference, you spend 40 for boss loot, so good luck. And if you thought that was bad, get ready for rule 6, which is, yeah, you gotta do the daily quests. We Genshin players are always hard at work on the daily dopamine farms, putting in that grind so that we can have a closer object every 20 days. It really makes a man wonder why we bothered with making murder illegal in the first place. Thank you, Kane. This game can give you a lot if you decide to commit yourself to it, but if you don't, you will be scraping for crack crystals in a back alley, maybe make a YouTube video. That alone is probably enough to discourage most people. I thought I was going to be one of those people until I realized that I liked the game. Stockholm Syndrome is actually cool. And for our final rule, you don't want to play with English voices. Set it to literally any other language except English. Now, the voice work isn't horrendous, but it doesn't sound like the dialogue was actually written for English, and the translation is fucking hilarious.
The wolves frighten him so badly that he's paralyzed with fear.
We've looked everywhere and haven't seen anything.
Do what I do and play in Japanese.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Switch the game to Chinese whenever you're in Liyue for maximal immersion.
感受到盐的元素力了吗？
Dear Mr. Sheep, please send missiles to liberate my country from the yoke of capitalism. Now that you're armed with what you need, should you play the game? Only if you have self-control. It's not worth it to spend money on the game. I'm serious, and that's why you should give me your money so I can spend it responsibly. Remember, the game is free and
Spend it
so is the
responsibly.
I would like to thank the kind Chinese billionaires and international arms dealers of the Maxor Patreon for funding my hopeless and deadly addictions. If
Alright, yeah, so we're gonna end it off right there. Genshin Impact review, My Money Is Gone, Waifu Simulator by Maxor. Yeah, so I guess this is a good video to watch for me personally before I actually start playing the game, if I do get into it, because you guys have been telling me to get into both FGO and to get into Genshin Impact. So yeah, Waifu Simulator, I see. Yeah, it's free. You just gotta have self-control, basically free to play yourself. Don't really try to spend too much. You only got 5%, 0.3% of getting certain characters, so I mean, it makes sense. Like I say, let me know in the comments down below, guys. Probably gonna put a pinned comment in this video or whatever. Should I still play Genshin Impact? Should I give it a chance or no? Just stick with FGO and all the other games I've been playing. Just let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, so INCOG, I'm out. Here.